Hi guys, it's Jessica here, and I'm finally back with another video. And it's been quite a while since my last video, and a lot in the world has changed since then. So today I am here with my annual horror movie collective home. This is kind of like a yearly thing that I do on this channel, where I showcase all the horror movies that I've bought throughout the year. And yeah, so I think we should just get right to it because I don't want to keep this video too long. So yeah, it's nice to be back filming this type of video, as I believe the last video I did on this channel was last year's collective haul. So it's nice to be back doing this again. So like previous years, I like to categorize my movies, how I showcase them to you. So I'm going to do Asian movies first, and then I'm going to do Western movies. And Western movies are like basically North American movies. Sometimes it's like from Britain or maybe Europe, but it's mostly Western countries. I don't think I have anything from Europe. I think it's mostly North American. So yeah. So let's go on with the Asian horror movies first. Also, I think this year I have slightly more movies than last year. I think last year I had like 13 or 12 or something. This year I have about 15 or 16. I think it's 16 because I think I have like a double movie together. So yeah, but I have slightly more Asian movies. I think I only did like 2 or 3 Asian movies last year. I think I have 4 this year. So it's a slight rise, but a decrease from like previous years where I've had like 6 or 7 Asian movies. Okay, so the first Asian movie I'm actually going to show you is not your typical horror movie, and I wouldn't necessarily categorize this as like horror, but it does have horror elements in it, and that's why I want to showcase it. And it's also like one of my favorite movies of all time. I've seen it a few times already. I love it. Like I could watch it again like right now after filming this. It's that good, and it's become my favorite Korean movie of all time, and just Asian movie. Actually, I shouldn't just say Korean. It's my favorite Asian movie of all time, and that is Parasite. So if you haven't seen Parasite yet, I highly recommend watching it. I mean, it won the Oscar for Best Picture. It won 4 Oscars this year: Best Picture, Best Director, I think, the Best Screenplay or something, and Best something else. Anyways, they won 4 Oscars, and it was like a first for a Korean movie, and I think first for a non-English language film to win Best Picture. So, but why I'm actually showcasing this, because it does have some horror elements to it, just slight horror elements, but I felt like I just wanted to showcase this movie because I love it so much. So this is Parasite. This is the back of it. I actually had the Blu-ray here. Funny enough, I normally would get the DVD, but this year I got the Blu-ray. I think I picked this up actually by accident. I meant to get the DVD. Well, actually, I didn't realize that this was just a straight Blu-ray. I probably thought it was like a Blu-ray combo, or something, but I don't know. It's a Blu-ray on it. But anyways, but yeah, so it's certified fresh, but I've seen this like, I think 3 times now, 2 times. I remember wanting to see this in theaters, but COVID-19 was just starting to hit, and I was like a little bit hesitant about going to the theaters. And it wasn't playing in a lot of the big ones. It was playing in one big theater here in my city, but it was like a big trek to get to it. It was at the other end of the city, so like I didn't necessarily want to go, but I did want to see this in black and white. And there was one independent theater, small theater, that was playing in black and white too, but I don't know. And I don't think I could get anybody to go, so. But anyways, this is Parasite. If you don't know what it's kind of about, like, the social class in Korea, sort of, like, about the poor and the rich, and how this, like, poor family invades the rich family, and what happens after that. I don't want to give anything away, other than it's just a masterpiece of a film, and it should be watched. Alright, so the next film I have is another Korean film, and this one actually is legit horror. It doesn't have just horror elements in it. This one does deal with exorcism, and that is called The Divine Fury. So this is a Blu-ray DVD combo, and it says the best exorcism film in at least a decade. So this is Divine Fury, and this is the back of it. It has Park Seo-joon in it. If you are a Korean film or drama fan, you would recognize Park Seo-joon. If my camera will focus on this, I don't know if it will. There, it's hard to see it. So yeah, Park Seo-joon is in this, one of the best and most satisfying films of the year. Basically, I don't really know other than it's about like a young fighter, and somehow he discovers he has like some sort of like power or something that he can link, I don't know, to exorcism. But yeah, Park Seo-joon is in it, and also Woo Do-han. And also Woo Do-han is in this film as well. This is him on the cover, I believe. He's also a really, I think, becoming well-known actor. So he was in the King Eternal Monarch this year. If you know Woo Do-han, he was also in season 1 of Save Me, or the first version of Save Me. But Park Seo-joon was also slightly in Parasite. I don't think that's much of a spoiler. He's only briefly in it, like a cameo. But Park Seo-joon is a very well-known Korean actor, mostly for K-dramas. He was in, this year actually, Itaewon Class. That's it. He's on Itaewon Class on Netflix earlier this year, which did really well. And yeah, so he's just a well-known, famous Korean actor. And this is the Divine Fury. And this is the Blu-ray combo. I actually didn't buy a whole lot of Blu-rays this year. Most of them are Blu-ray combo, except for Parasite. Alright, so next one I have here is an older movie, but it's also Korean. And this is called Bloody Reunion. And this is from Tartan Asian Extreme. I don't think they're around anymore. They were well known for distributing a lot of Asian movies. More specifically, I think Asian horror. They did a lot. So this is Bloody Reunion. This is the best slasher pick to come along in a while. And then the best Korean horror film in years. So this is former elementary school classmates and their teacher meet 16 years later on the countryside of a cottage for a class reunion. And then things, assume lots of bad things happen. This is, I believe, from like 2006, I think. No, wait, 2006. Yeah, 2006 this movie came out. So it's kind of older one, but I've had it on my wish list for a while. I bought this on Amazon. Ooh, I also forgot to note that I'll let you know where I bought all these movies from. So this one was on Amazon. Also, The Divine Fury was Amazon. Parasite I bought in store earlier this year. Earlier this year before the pandemic started to hit. And I think I bought this in February. And I bought this at Sunrise Records here in my city. Or a location here in my city, because there's a few Sunrise. So yeah, Bloody Reunion. I have not seen this yet, but it looks good, and it's been on my list for years, so yeah. And the last Asian movie I have here is a newer movie, and it's not Korean. I believe this one is actually Chinese. Yeah, it's in Mandarin. And this is called The Lingerie. And they came back, it never left. So The Lingering, there we go, there's the back of it. And yeah, so I think it's about like a family or something that happens to a kid when he's younger at this house, and then for some reason when he's older he ends up like back at the house. Don't know the whole details, but it looks good, and it's distributed by Wellgo. They're kind of well known for doing a lot of Asian movies, or distributing a lot of Asian movies. And yeah, so I got the DVD for this. I believe it came in Blu-ray as well, but when you have the option between the two, I always gravitate towards DVD unless it's a combo. I don't really know why, but I think it's because not everyone has a Blu-ray player. So when I want to take like send movie to someone else's house, I can watch it, no problem. Like I actually did have an issue when I watched Parasite and brought it over to my parents' house, and that's the first night, and I realized I actually didn't have that they actually didn't have a Blu-ray player, and we couldn't watch it, so we had to watch it the next week. So I actually had to bring my PS3 over so we could watch it. Yeah, and that's when I realized, I should have got the DVD. But anyways, yeah, not everybody has a Blu-ray player, and I know Blu-rays are better quality than DVD, but I like having, I like being able to take that anywhere and not have to worry about if someone has a Blu-ray player or not. I guess that's maybe why I buy a lot of DVDs. But I've been trying to buy more Blu-rays or Blu-ray combos because I know that is the way of the future, and I probably shouldn't be stuck in the past, even though I am still buying physical media. Alright, so that's it for the Asian horror. So now on to the North American movies, the Western movies. Alright, so for the Western movies, obviously I bought a lot more of them, and one of them I was actually even gifted earlier this year. But for some of these movies, I did try and get some that I felt like I needed in my collection, like staples. I did this last year too, where I tried to get some that I just didn't have and I know I should have had in my collection. So I think I did that at least with 2 movies on here. So yeah. Alright, so the first movie I'm going to show you is actually Dracula. This is actually the Dracula complete collection. Don't know if you can see that. Complete collection. The sticker's kind of covering it over. I bought this at Walmart. Oh, also I bought the Lingerie here, also on Amazon. Same with Bloody Reunion as well. I got that on Amazon. The Asian horror movies are easy to get online unless it just came out. Then you can't really get them in store. So I didn't actually go in store a whole lot. A lot of my in-store shopping was at Walmart, and that's because I was there to get other stuff as well. I tried not to go out as much this year. I mean, with the pandemic and everything, I didn't do a whole lot of in-store shopping. It's kind of sad, but anyways, there's not a whole lot of places you can go to begin with to do in-store shopping. So I got the complete Dracula complete collection. It's all 6 films from the legacy of the original Dracula. So it's got all of them from like Dracula to Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein. So from like 1931 to 1948 Dracula. So these are all like the black and white ones. So you got like the Dracula's daughter, the son of Dracula, the House of Frankenstein, the House of Dracula. Yeah. So, and most of these, I think, yeah, it has the 1931 Spanish version of Dracula. So the Lugosi version is in here. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And also, as you can see with the sticker, it says limited edition packaging, glow in the dark. That's what kind of what drew me to it. So hold on, I'll see if I can get this to glow in the dark. Okay, so I turned off most of my lights except for the hall light. I did try and turn it off, but you cannot see the glow through the camera, so I thought I'd just leave the hall light on and you can kind of sort of see the glow. So this is sort of it. It's not much of a glow, I'll tell you that. So yeah, don't mind the blinking. My light likes to blink for some reason, but yeah. Alright, so you kind of saw a little bit of a glow there. It's kind of what you see is kind of what you get. It's really not much of a glow at all. Yeah, so I couldn't really even get it on camera. Like I had to leave a little bit of a light on for you. But yeah, so that's that. So the next movie is another older one that I don't have. And when I saw it, I kind of felt like I should have found this. And that is Devil's Advocate. This has Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino in it. So This one is, I believe, from like 1997 or 8. Oh, 1997. And so anyways, it looks good, and you can't go wrong with Keanu Reeves movie. I mean, it's Keanu Reeves. Alright, so the next one we have here is It. This is the It 2 film collection. So this has It and then It Chapter 2 in it. And as you can see, this was $27.88. I actually got this as a gift. I believe it was for my birthday, for my grandmother. She knows I like horror movies, so yeah. So she got me this, and I actually didn't have it. I was like, yay! I didn't own it. So yeah. But as y'all know, this is the back. Haven't seen it. I mean, it's a good film. I love the original film, but these 2 films are actually really good. It, and then It Chapter 2. The next movie I have here, I actually bought this one at the dollar store here in Canada. So we have a dollar store called Dollarama. It's a big chain. This was $2.50. They were supposed to have a whole bunch of horror movies. And I have a friend that works at one of the locations, and she did it at her location, had a whole bunch. So I went to my closest location, and they did not have very many. They only had like, I think 2, and this was the most decent one, and then the other ones were like kid movies, like Dora, Dora the Explorer and stuff. So it's Hitchcock's The Birds with Teeth. So this one is called The Night of the Wild, and yeah, it's got some sort of well-known, or sort of well-known-ish names. Like, it's the writer of something, but I haven't watched this yet, so it's all the stickers on it. And I just bought this one this month at Dollarama. So, yeah. Kind of looks good. Kind of looks like deadly dogs or wolves or something are after everybody. It looks good. Alright, so the next movie I have here is Happy Death Day. So this one, and also includes the alternate ending. Actually, I've not watched it since I bought it, but I bought this at Walmart. As you can see, it was like $5. It was in their $5 bin. I believe there was like a Blu-ray combo pack for this, I think. But $5 at Walmart for the DVD, why not? So this is from the producers of Get Out, The Purge. So this is really cool. This is kind of like, if you haven't seen it, it's basically Groundhog Day. If anyone remembers that movie, it's basically that, but like horror. Put it this way, it's like this girl who keeps dying. Someone keeps killing her on her, I think it's her birthday. I'm rewind thriller in which blissfully self-centered co-ed is doomed to relive the day of her murder unless she can identify her mass assailant and hopefully stop the madness. I think it's her birthday in the film too. And it's like Happy Death Day, cake and all that. So, but yeah, it's actually pretty good. There is a second one. I just don't own it. I haven't seen the second one, but this one I haven't seen. I actually quite liked it. And I haven't seen an alternate ending, so I'll have to check that out. Oh yeah. And here's the back here. And the bonus features. Which I like alternate ending and deleted scenes. The next one is Ma. So this has Octavia Spencer in it. I've been wanting to get this for quite a while. I think I put it on my wish list last year on Amazon. I put a lot of things on my wish list, anything I'm interested in, so I can go back and look at it later. So this is Ma Get Home Safe. And this also includes an alternate ending. I didn't even know. And also from the producers of Get Out and Halloween. But I think there is a Blu-ray combo for this as well, but I bought this at Walmart for like $5, I think it was, or $8, I can't remember. Might have been $8. This movie only came out like a few years ago, I think. 2019, so I think it's like last year. But everybody's welcome to Ma's, but good luck getting home safe. So yeah, it's about, I think about like a woman in the neighborhood who hosts parties for people, or for the teens in the neighborhood, but good luck getting home after the party. You might never get home. But anyways, it looks good. Next one I have here is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. So this is it. This looks really good. This is actually, I believe, based on a book series, I think it is. Like a bunch of books. Kind of in the same light of Goosebumps, I think. I think that's how it is. But based on the iconic book series comes Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. Yeah, to tell in the dark. Yeah. Yeah, so this is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. This is a newer film as well. I think it came out last year. Yeah, 2019. So this is the back here. And I got the DVD for it. I believe there's just a Blu-ray for this. I got this one at Walmart. I think I paid like $8 to $10 for this. So yeah, it was a good buy. And the next one I have here is called Random Acts of Violence. And I know this is a brand new one. I think it recently just came out within like the last month or something. If I'm correct, yeah, 2020. I think it came out within the last month, at least on DVD. And this is a film by Jay Baruchel, if I'm saying his name right. I always can't pronounce his name correctly. But he's a well-known Canadian actor and like producer now and a director or whatever. So this is a DVD, digital copy. I think there is also Blu-ray. There's no combo for this. I looked, but yeah. So this one, you can see it. Looks pretty good. I believe this one's like about comics or something. So it's like when a comic book creator and his friends embark upon a road trip from Toronto to NYC Comic-Con, bad things start to happen. People start getting killed in a fashion eerily similar to the kills portrayed in his comic, Slasher Man. As the bodies pile up, it becomes clear that there is an avid fan out there following them and using the comic as inspiration to hurt people along the way. Anyways, this looks really cool. So Jay Baruchel, he's Canadian, and this is a Canadian film. So yay, nice to like have something Canadian because a lot of these are all like American. I'm from Canada, and more specifically, I'm from like the capital of Canada. So it's nice to see some Canadian content or get some Canadian content. I know there are a lot of other Canadian horror movies that I don't have and that I want to get, so maybe next year I'll get some more Canadian movies. We'll try. A lot of the older ones I think are harder to get. I think the older the movie is and if they haven't done a re-release, then the harder it is to get. And especially this year, there was a number of horror movies that I wanted to get, but I couldn't because of time-wise, especially because of COVID. The shipping would just take too long to get to me, and a lot of these that I bought online are like Amazon Prime ones, so like as the Prime tag. So even though I don't have Amazon Prime, I know that it can get to me in time. Alright, so the next one I have is another Blu-ray DVD combo, and it also has a digital code, and that is The Invisible Man. I got this one on Amazon and certified fresh. I wanted to see this movie when it came out, or when it was supposed to come out, but I believe actually, I think it did get a theater release this year. I think it did, but I didn't get a chance to see it in theaters because of COVID. I think it was like COVID was just starting to become a major thing. And yeah, and it did get released like on demand, like a lot of movies were at the time and still are. But at the time it was like $20 to rent this thing. To rent it, $20. You know, I can get like at least like 2 or 3 movies or more for that price. Back when Blockbuster was around. So $20 to rent it. I think you were able to keep it. I think it was kind of like the buy price. Like if you were to buy it on iTunes, you usually get that price. And I get that the iTunes pay for that thing. So like on demand, rent it. no thank you, I'm not paying $20, even though there is a potential of me probably being able to keep the movie. It's just too expensive for a digital copy. I'd rather pay $20 and get a physical copy, and that's what I did. This was literally $20, and I got the Blu-ray DVD combo, plus I get a digital copy. So, I think this is a much better deal than what they had going a number of months ago. I think back in March when this was out. So yeah, this is The Invisible Man. I believe this one's based off the book or like the previous movie, The Invisible Man. From I think like the 40s or 30s or something. So basically, this movie is about a woman who escapes from her, I think, like husband or like boyfriend or whatever, and he ends up dead, or he ends up like killing himself, and he is a scientist, and he actually doesn't die. Supposedly, he becomes invisible. He created the invisibility, and he's still out to get her. So yeah, I think it's really cool, and it has Elizabeth Moss in it. You can't go wrong. Elizabeth Moss is amazing. It even says here, Elizabeth Moss delivers the best performance of her film career. Yeah, so yeah, don't know who Elizabeth Moss is. If you've ever seen The Handmaid's Tale, she's well known for that. She was also in Mad Men years ago, so yeah. That looks really good, and I can't wait to see that. Okay, so the next one we have here is Patient Zero. I also got this one at Walmart. This one stars Matt Smith, and that's what that's what made me pick it up. I'm like, Matt Smith, and then I also saw Natalie Dormer. I'm like, yes, I need this. I think I actually did hear about this like a couple years ago when it came out. So this is, I believe, from like 2018. But it's like, find the disease, find the cure. So it's a pandemic film, a pandemic thriller, as it says here. Patient Zero. Humanity is battling intelligent, adrenaline-fueled creatures born from a viral super strain. After being bitten, human survivor Morgan realizes he is asymptomatic and can communicate with the infected, leading the last survivors to a hunt for Patient Zero and a cure. Yeah, so it looks good. It's Matt Smith. I feel like you almost can't go wrong with Matt Smith. I love him ever since he was the Doctor on Doctor Who. Yeah. Alright, so the last movie I have is kind of similar to Patient Zero in a sense that it is a pandemic movie, and that is Zombieland. So this is Zombieland Double Tap. This is the second movie in the series, I guess. There's only 2 movies, but I saw this movie last year when it came out last fall, and I absolutely loved it. I think anybody who was a fan of the first movie, we were all waiting for a second movie, and finally we got one, because I felt like we deserved the second one. I mean, it was such a great film, and I felt like they could have done a sequel, and this sequel is really good. I mean, probably not as good as the original. I think the first one is always the best one, but it's not a letdown. I'll say that. So here's the back. If my camera will focus. Yeah. So there's the back. This is a bucket of bloody fun. So this is a Blu-ray DVD combo, and yeah, and I got this one mostly because it's got Blu-ray exclusive Blu-ray exclusive. So some things that you can only get out of Blu-ray nowadays. They keep doing that a lot, and yeah, and then also includes like all of these. So they also include stuff is the stuff that you probably just get on the DVD, and this is stuff that you only get on the Blu-ray. But yeah, just as great as their first Zombieland. Yeah. So I love this one. Woody Harrelson is in this. Jesse Eisenberg, Abigail Breslin, and Emma Stone. What I love about this is actually set 9 years later. So it's like almost 9 years, and bam, they're still alive. But it's hilariously fun, and yeah. As I'm recording this, Halloween is tomorrow, and I am actually going to be watching this with my mom because she hasn't seen this yet, and she's not really into the scary horror movies. She prefers like horror comedies or things that like lean towards horror, like the thrillers that like lean towards horror that aren't horror, or like the horror movies that aren't scary. Which, like this one, it's not scary. It's hilariously fun, but it's a horror movie because it does deal with zombies and yeah. So that's it. That is all the horror movies that I've bought this year. Throughout this year, I believe it was like 16. I think it's like 15 like DVD Blu-rays, but 16 if you count it, and it, like if you count it Chapter 2. So it's quite enjoyable buying these movies. I always enjoy buying movies that I'm looking for. Like I made a list and everything of which one I wanted to get, and I couldn't get everything on my list because of the pandemic and just other reasons as well. I mean, I think even if there was no pandemic, I think some of the movies that I wanted to get, I probably wouldn't have gotten because of how much they cost. But I did want to get some other movies that I didn't own, and especially one that I know is supposed to come out, like the sequel for it, or like the movie is supposed to come out. I think it was supposed to come out this year, but I think it's coming out next year, and that was Candyman. I really wanted to get Candyman because I don't own it on DVD or Blu-ray, but I have seen it, and I really want to see the other two movies. I've only seen the first one, and I really love the first one. So yeah, that was one I wanted to get, but I couldn't get, as an example. Alright, so that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did filming it. It was quite fun. And yeah, all the links are down below to where you can find me everywhere else on the internet. And I hope to see you guys soon with a new video. I don't know when that will be, but I'm hoping maybe one this year, if not next year. I'm hoping that my schedule will be more than one video a year. Yeah, so I hope to see you guys soon, and till next time, bye!